I think we're on.
Action!
You might want to look on your phone.
Foods parking lot.
From a Whole Foods parking lot. Sorry if that was really loud. Kaaren just slammed the door because she's very loud. Hey, there's Michelle. Hey. We don't need it. We don't need it.
Oh,
We can see it in the thing. Sorry if the chat's going to be a little weird, guys, because we're doing this live on a phone, and it's the first time we've ever done this. What could go wrong? Michelle, what's up? We are, hello, Tony, greetings. Fabiola says first to like today. Thank you very much for that, Fabiola. Hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. Whole Foods all day, somebody said.
Whole Foods for the win.
It was good. I had a salad with chicken and pecans and croutons.
Paleo kale, favorite ever.
Yeah, I'm gonna change the angle here a little bit. Sorry about that. But
What are you doing?
I was trying to see the chat.
How do you see the chat?
Oh, there we go. Okay.
You can see your face.
What's up, Deb? DJ in the house, Connie. Yeah, I hope. What?
People are gonna be walking. Do people even care nowadays? Like, they walk by and, like, is everyone just not talking to themselves?
Everybody's
while
on
they're
video.
sitting in their car.
Denise says hello from Iowa. Hey, hello from Iowa.
Hello, Iowa. This could be the first and the last time we do this, yeah?
Yeah, we're on the road sourcing today, and we just didn't have a way to come on live, and any other way than this. So this is a little raw. I hope you guys can see us okay. The lighting looks a little weird. I'm gonna take my glasses off so I can actually see. Oh, that's actually better. Who knew? But I'm just trying to see the chat when it comes up.
All right, well.
Looks good, Michelle says. Okay, great.
All right, so now that we've spent 10 minutes on that.
2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Whatever.
It's right there.
So, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about books today.
Oh my God, books.
Today is my official indoctrination into books.
Yeah, we got, Kaaren came, this is so bad. So Kaaren.
So if you're one of those that doesn't like it when we get silly, just watch.
We're not even silly. I'm just trying to talk with reasonable English. I don't know. All right, so the goal for each week is to source 100 books minimum to send in to Amazon FBA. And last week I didn't hit that number, but this is kind of the first week I've really hit it full on with the scanner the whole time and really started taking another level. So my objective is to source on Saturday through Thursday and then ship on Friday. That's just kind of the schedule I've come up with.
And so it's hump day, it's Wednesday, right? We actually ordered a second scanner that hasn't arrived yet.
That's true.
So we decided that today wouldn't be as effective, or is that the right word?
Sure.
Like, we wouldn't be as spot on, as laser focused, as laser fine, because really it's not profitable having two people, like, and one is the only one working. And that's how it is. When we go out, I'm always the one that's working. That
is not true. You wanted to be the scanner. So I was kind of like the shuttle person, the book boy. Is that a word?
I cannot believe you just said that. So another scanner's coming, but seriously,
the scanners are coming.
The scanners are coming. We decided that this week we would have some downtime while working because it's part of the education, because I have to get in the swing, and like I fussed at you the other day, I have to find my own way. I have to figure out what works for me. I'm shorter. My arms are shorter.
It's true.
My patience is shorter. So I just have to make ways for all these things to work. And we were just talking over lunch that one of the stops that we made today, there were 5 shelves. And we were actually saying, well, I like this shelf, I don't like this shelf. So I'm a
different shelf heights are first world problems.
Yes, so I'm a first, second, fourth shelf gal, and Jason is a middle and top. Because the top shelf, really, I just can't do it. Oh, what's that? I can see that from
Krillin,
here.
Thanks for the super chat, my friend. A lot of books at estate sales. Yeah, I got some at an estate sale this past weekend.
Yep, and we will definitely be
Thank you very much for the super chat.
Yes, thank you so much. And it's just now kicking into gear for us, estate sales around here. So if we can hit them together, now that rugby's over, I think we'll do well, especially with 2 scanners.
Yes.
We'll do estate sales, and we'll also still do the other things. You know, we happen to luck into some other hard goods and things when we're at estate sales as well. So we'll be able to tag team it so much more better.
Oh, yeah.
So much more better.
Yeah, let me know if the sound gets weird. I don't want to cover the microphone, guys. It's kind of hard to hold the phone like this. We were not prepared.
Rookie. This was all your idea. So you started the day today with how many of your 100? You want to get 100 books. How many did you have?
We started the day with only like about, let's see.
36?
Hold on, 48. 42. 40, yeah, 42 of what yep, that's right.
I thought we needed 64.
No, we needed 68.
So then you only had 32.
Or 58. No, 32. 32. I'm sorry, what did I say? 32.
Okay.
So, sorry. I mean,
Rewind.
I just ate. I need a nap. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we're adding a nap to our day today as
Anyway, like you're hitting me with a number I wasn't prepared for.
Wait a minute.
We don't have any
You're
kind
not prepared for math?
I am not prepared for math.
So anyway, we started the day with
32 of the 100.
Okay.
Right.
And we had a plan to visit some libraries that are really, really, really far away from us up north. And we sort of had a strategery where we would maybe fill in with some Goodwills, this and that. And this is how our day has been. And we found that some of the stories that we'll tell today are pretty relevant and interesting. So where did we start today, Prof?
So we started at a library pretty far north of us, like Kaaren said. And it was okay. It was weird because the books were on, you know, like the carts they use to move books around on a library. You know, they have those carts that are kind of double-sided. But it was kind of hard to reach to the back of them to kind of pull the book out because they were open side down. So the spine was facing up.
Hmm.
So that sounds easy, but because there was 2 rows, it was hard to sort of pull them out to get to the barcode. But that was only ended up being, what, about 200 books there?
Yeah, it wasn't very many at all. But here's the other thing. They're at the front, the very front at the door.
Super obvious.
Like, there's no inconspicuous about scanning books there. So we're like grown-ups.
We took a blocker strategy.
Acting like 12-year-olds. He's like, all right, stand right there at an angle. That's perfect. I don't think they can see me. It was pretty funny. But yeah, we literally had to, like, kind of finagle.
Yeah. And so we got 6 out of there, which wasn't much, but it was only 200 some books, so it was decent. Or maybe it was 150. It wasn't many.
No, it was less than 200.
It was less than 200. So the next place the next library we went to was a little further north than that, and it also was right at the front, but it was like its own little area as you can, and then you went through another set of doors to the library proper.
So it was like the foyer.
And it was only like 150 books there we scanned or something like that. It was some tiny number, but it was a tremendous amount of accepts.
Oh, like 152, and we bought like
16. Yeah, that's a tremendous rate of accept. And all these prices, guys, are 50 cents for softback, $1 for hardback. So our cost of goods is really, really low on all these. And that was great. So we'd gotten 22 in the first 2 stops. And we were heading to the 3rd library.
Hold that thought. And it was kind of like when we were originally sourcing jeans, it's like, okay, our goal is let's get at least 10 here, at least 10 here. So in my brain, because we needed the 68, we would probably visit, you know, 5, 6, 7 places today, which it was kind of in keeping with what we found, right? 6 and then the 16. So then we're going to go to library number 3. And what happened?
Well, on the way, we saw a Habitat for Humanity restore.
We did.
And I had forgotten about it. I used to live in this area, and I just forgot it was on the way. I just totally, and actually, I could have gone a different way, and we wouldn't have even seen it. That's what's interesting, too. But because I don't like driving on the interstate, and Kaaren loves driving on the interstate, I was driving, so we didn't drive on the interstate, and we took the back way, which led us right by that store. See how I worked there?
And watch this. And why did we stop at that store?
Because she wanted to.
Yeah.
She thought, well, let's check it out. So
I don't want to check.
Then as soon as she said that, I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I think this place has a lot of books. And they did.
Well, they had a cart on the sidewalk, so we knew they had books, and they were 50-cent books. They smelled like they were 50-cent books.
Smelled
right?
like they were from the 1950s.
Yeah, so they were all old books, old paperbacks. No, many of them didn't have an ISBN number, let alone a code, a scanner code to scan.
Right.
So I pretty much did the one side, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm just not feeling this. So I did a couple on the other side, and then I'm like, let's just go in and see what we're dealing with here, and then we'll decide if we even want to stay. And well, you had gone in. That's right, you had gone in.
I'd gone inside, and I went, we're gonna be here a while.
Yeah, and I'm like, whatever. And he's like, yeah, they got a room. I'm like, okay. And I'm not. Did you didn't even take a picture of the room, did you?
I didn't. I should have.
It
was a big room, and that room probably had 3,000, 4,000 books in it, I guess. Probably,
yeah.
If you added it all up. Not all of those we scanned. It was so many that I realized right away, I'm like, we're going to be here forever with just one scanner. So I signed up for another account of ScoutIQ. Somebody asked about that app I use. Put it on Karen's phone, excuse me, and started scanning books as well as her so we could get through it. And we scanned, a few of them did not actually get counted because I don't know why, the scanner wasn't counting the totals. I estimate we probably around 1,300 books, if I had to guess, and that's not counting the ones that did not come up. And we didn't even really type in too many ISBNs. We could have probably picked another 50 books and typed in ISBNs.
Oh sure.
And
some really cool older books there.
Oh
sure.
yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, they had some great books. I mean, and they had them by section too. Like they had a cookbook section, they had a politics and history section, they had a religion section, self-help.
I like the self-help section.
All those stuff. So we were there for probably an hour and at least an hour and 15 minutes, maybe a little longer.
A little longer.
And just filled up a cart full of books.
And how many do we get?
We pulled 32 out of that store. We paid a total of $42, and we actually got, they have this thing where you can discount, and we got a 5% discount.
I spun the wheel. We took pictures. Like, I guess your Instagram later, you'll show pictures. Because along the way, we tried to get screenshots of some of the the cooler books that we found and how they come up in the ranking and all that, so we could share it later. We're not really in a position to do that.
Right.
Streaming your phone, right?
Right, and you guys, I know you're asking some questions in the chat, and I'll definitely try to get to them. And now they're like all gone. Okay, that's weird. Yeah, so it's like all the chat went away. I can't see it. There it is.
I think it just expires, so you're gonna have to get it in a moment.
Yeah. So
ask your question again.
Yeah. Get it. What I like to look for in a book, I've set the triggers in a way that so far my net average is a bit over $6 after cost, and that includes Amazon cost and cost of goods. But there's no magic number. You have to decide what your time is worth. Can the Scout app sort restricted books? I don't know if it can or not, Drummer. That's a great question, and I don't know the answer to it.
Well, and I think when you sign up, don't you like a free time period? Didn't we talk about that?
Yeah, you get a 14-day period. Free, which is cool, and so we'll use that. And then if you've got a second subscription like we have, usually you can get a discount on that second subscription as well. What we'll get. Excuse me, I'm really, this AC blowing on me is killing me.
Well, here, do this and drink.
There you go.
Here, do this. Keep talking. Have a drink.
I'm gonna have a drink.
Here's a little drink break. Oh wait, got my fingers in the way. Rookies.
Yeah. So.
Oh well, let's just do this.
Yeah. That's the one to there. Yep, that's good. Okay. That's the one we got from Salvation Army. And this one.
Salvation Army.
Yeah. Habitat for Humanity.
Yep.
And this one was what we mainly got from libraries today and a couple earlier this week too. But that whole bin is nothing but the Habitat store.
Yeah, the Habitat store. Yeah.
Which was great.
Yep, and then there's my phone charging. We discovered that the van has an extra charger in the back. How cool is that? Yeah. So, all right.
Yeah, so that was great.
You look at questions. You hold it. I don't want to hold it.
The only bad thing is that their books are a little bit more there, $1 and $2, but still not bad. I mean, you just got to watch your numbers, guys. It's just like anything else. That's a great thing about books. You can see with these scouting apps, you can see exactly what your profit will be, so that you can just figure that out minus whatever your cost is and decide if you want to get it or not. And if it's not worth it, you just don't pick up the book, even if it is an accept.
Well, and they also had a, what did they call it? I guess their love case.
Oh my gosh, yeah, vintage and collectible books. I don't know if they were or not.
Autographed books. I guess we could have spent some time there, but yeah, we pulled out a couple. We were like, we didn't recognize the name or the number or so we just kind of passed on.
Right, right. But I think, you know, going after 100 books a week, I mean, it's a decent sized goal. I mean, you could set your own goal depending where you're at and what sources you have available to you. I am nowhere near ready about things like a Gaylord full of books or that. That's like it's not that many to go through, but it's just a lot of work to process on the back end, and we're not set up to deal with it. I think for now, like the thrifting, estate sales, yard sales, local sales, even some arbitrage, I think those are all sort of the way to go with books.
Well, and this is such a wonderful, terrible, awkward, beautiful time. We're going to look back on this and we're going to miss the part, right? Because this is all in the beginning when we're learning how, and we're doing the process and making it work how we want to, and it's never going to be like this.
That's right. And Michelle asked if we've gone to the bin to look. But I did not go with my scanner yet. And
really?
They yeah, well, I didn't have my scanner at that point. So I will probably go back there at some point. I mean, Goodwill's fine too, don't get me wrong. Some Goodwills are better than others at better moments. It's kind of hard to know because you really have to go through probably thousands of books in an individual store to really know if they really get a good selection or not.
Well, and as we drove around, I mean, we don't know what we don't know. So one of the things we've talked about doing, it's what we did with the thrifts, is we would make notes on, you know, when we visited, what the result was from that visit, and sort of give a subjective synopsis of the place, right? So that would kind of help us decide if we want to go back in the future. And what we don't know about what we don't know with this book sourcing is that, okay, that one library that we just went to for the first time was awesome. That other one just sucked. But we don't know if they were good or bad because they are good or bad, or maybe they had just put new books, or maybe someone had just sourced there, or maybe they all put out good books, or maybe they never, and so we're trying not to overthink that. So our approach these places every so often anyway, unless they don't have books for sale. I mean, that goes without saying. We also talked earlier about the difference with books from, say, jeans or shoes, how it's going to be scalable and how easy it's going to be to hire a scout, a book scouter, to go out and just, give them some training and give them some parameters, give them this app and say, here you go, have at it. This is what we want. This is what we're going to pay you for. Booyah. And how much are we talking about it? People can make an hour doing it?
I think you can make a pretty good hour if you're a book. I think you can make anywhere from $20 to $40 an hour if you were really, on it and doing it, not just cherry picking and wasting. But somebody said, I'm sorry, were you done? If you're not, that's cool.
I'm done.
Well, I was going to answer a question.
Answer a question because they're fleeting.
Well, somebody said that good their books before they put them out. I question that statement. And it's not because I think you're lying. It's just because I don't think they do that. That doesn't make any sense. I found plenty of good books at Goodwill. I also think that what it really doesn't fit with their business model. To take the time to do that would be an enormous investment in time. Plus, they would have to store those books. And the one I've seen Goodwill sell online have been silly. Because Goodwills typically price all their books or condition all their books as acceptable, which is usually the lowest status that you're going to sell a book, right? And some of the prices they've had on them have been like $5 and $6. Like multiple Goodwills that have sold books at $5 and $6 on Amazon. That is not a sustainable business model. I promise you. Even if you're getting the books for free, the time and energy and fees I would be surprised if they're more than breaking even on those. If you sent those in to FBA, you would make money on each book.
Yeah.
If you're selling for $6, you're losing money. I promise you, you are losing money. It's just a math problem. So I don't think that they're very good booksellers at Goodwill. I know they are selling quote unquote some books, but I think in the big scheme of things, if I was running, you know, Goodwills, or I was a Goodwill district manager and I wanted to start putting some of my items online to sell, I don't think books would be very high on the list of what I would look at. I mean, certain electronics, maybe certain clothing items here and there. Those are the things you can get a bigger bang for your book, or bigger bang for your book, a bigger bang for your buck. But books, you're just not going to get that much on most. You're going to have to go tens and tens of thousands of books to find, you know, that one $100, $200 book that even remotely would make it worth it. And most of the other ones you find are going to be a lot lower, and their pricing is stupid. So, I mean, I just think it would be really silly. Are slow dimes, fast nickels, or hybrid? I think they're a little bit in between. I think you should probably be more or less nickel method with books. I think because you do have storage fees if you're sending in FBA. Books are ship and store at home, but if you're sending them to Amazon, then obviously you're paying storage fees, and after 6 months you get hit with long-term storage fees, which could take away a chunk of the profit. So I would look at them, maybe not a fast nickel, but definitely not a dime either. Were you gonna say something? I'm sorry.
I don't remember. Oh, and you were talking about as far as this process also is an amping up, and the books that you sent in last week haven't even posted yet, right?
That's right.
So,
they're receiving them now.
Right. So what's going to be cool to see is, and this happened, you know, when we've done at Amazon. Hello.
A little issue here.
Are we?
Yeah. Let us know if you guys can hear us and see us okay. Our connection was dying there. We are on cell service, and it's raining. Not that that really makes any difference.
That'll be nice.
Somebody asked about profit. Again, it kind of goes back to your model. If you're sourcing them yourself, you need to think about what your hourly rate is and how many you can scan in an hour, how many you can list in an hour, which, by the way, is a pretty big number. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's in the hundreds and hundreds you can scan per hour, and it's probably in the few hundred, not a few hundred, it's probably like in the dozens and dozens you can list in an hour. But I don't know. And Tony says they do scan them in California, which, you know, that could be. I just think that that business model doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And even if they do, it doesn't really matter, because they still have a certain criteria that's not going to be your criteria that you use. Still find books that are valuable in a store that they've already quote unquote scanned all the books in, or an area. But I think if you're going to sell books, you're going to want to make a decent profit per book, not per book, because you can turn so much more volume with so much less effort than you can, say, something like clothing. I mean, you can scan, if you can scan 500 books an hour, which is pretty low, but you definitely can scan more than that, right? I mean, you've seen that.
I've done it.
You've done it, and she just started doing it, so have I, and we've both done it. But let's say 500, and you're pulling 15, which is kind of the low end. On average, you're going to pull about 3%. And let's say that you're averaging $6 profit after fees and book, which is definitely doable. So it's $90, and then so you've got 1 hour to it. It's gonna take you about another, to list 15 books is only really going to take you about 20 minutes. Pack up and ship another few, we'll call it 30 minutes. So you've got 90 minutes into those 15 books, and you're going to net about $90 on them. Mm-hmm. Does that come up to like 60 some bucks an hour?
$1 a minute.
Yeah, it's a pretty good hourly rate. If you were having other people doing some of that for you and you got even more efficient, you would make more per hour, only because you would be able to scale it up higher. Even though you're making as much per book, you're able to get more books in the pipeline and so on. The trouble with books is, or not the trouble, but I think what will be the trouble, is that eventually you will, for sales, as you build inventory will outstrip your ability.
Explain that.
Well, let's say you got 1,000 books listed and you're selling 3 or 4% a week, which is not uncommon. Let's say it's 4%. So that's 40 books a week. It's easy, relatively easy to go out and scale and source and find 40 books a week to replace that. So you theoretically would never really get behind in that model. Now let's say you have 5,000 books listed and you're selling 3% or percent a week. That's 200 books a week. Now it's gotten a little tougher. And now is the point, like getting 200 books a week to source. I think we can really pull 200 books a week in this area. Probably more than that. But could we both do it? Us ourselves? That's where it would get tougher. It would get tougher to do. Like you really have to be organized in getting the right sourcing, and so on, and really going after it. And just scan. I mean, 200 books. If you're only gonna get an accept rate of 3%, you've got to scan like 6,700, 6,800 books in a week. Not a small number, you know. I mean, it's decent. So.
Question mark. What are you doing?
I was trying to see the question. All right.
Touch it like right there. Touch it like right there. Yeah.
All right. Somebody just sent a question in the chat. Oh, there it is. Oh.
Can you from that? Yeah, go.
Have you invested a way to get the books to come to you? I mean, sure.
We're working on that.
But I'm just not, I'm not even knowledgeable enough about this to really go after that too much. Like, here's my fear. My fear is I would find, and I've heard about some of the ways. I've started researching it. And I would investigate those ways and go towards getting more bulk and so on. But I would end up with so many duds and so much time to process them that it really wouldn't be worth it. Everything about how fast these books are going to sell through. I mean, I'm just going by the numbers that I've been quoted by people that I think I can trust. So, not there yet. What are you going to say?
Nothing, I'm just...
Oh, she makes these noises like she's going to say something, and you look at her, she's like, nope, nothing. And you're like, what?
I giggled like in support.
It was a support giggle. That's great.
There's such a thing.
Yeah, so it's a good day. I mean, we're getting rained on.
We're not even done. It's like 2 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 2 o'clock. We've ate food.
We ate lunch, and we're gonna go visit some more places, right?
Yeah, we're gonna knock out a few more books today, and then if we finish today, which I think we will, we technically wouldn't have to source tomorrow.
Right.
6 more books.
Right.
But if we end up with 10 or 12, that's great. And that'll kind of help some inventory and some momentum.
Sure.
For next, the weeks to come. I mean, and it's great when you can finish your day early. I love having like a plan for every day and saying, this is what we're doing this day, this is what we're doing this day, instead of just, oh, we get up and what do you want to do today? I don't know. I think we should do this. Okay. And you get in this weird, I don't know, just being reactionary mode if you're not careful. Reacting to every fire. So, but yeah, we're going to go find a few more books. We'll keep an eye out for other stuff too. I mean, we've looked at other sourcing opportunities. We went to our first Gabe's yesterday.
Oh yeah, GABE possessive S. It's kind of like, I don't know, I've never heard of it, but apparently there are more of them. It's kind of like almost a lower end Marshalls or TJ Maxx or something, right? Like it's not as fancy. It's a lot of different stuff in it. Like it you know how when you go visit a TJ Maxx, like a TJ Maxx will have home goods maybe and the Marshalls won't? Gabe seems to have all of that stuff. So it's got the health and beauty, it's got purses, suitcases, it's got shoes, lingerie, men, women, housewares, pets, food, etc. What did we check out? I think they're too new really to have a clearance section.
Right, that store's really new.
But we checked out shoes, we checked out what did we do? Oh, toys. We kind of took a look.
We'll look for some RA stuff, retail arbitrage.
Suitcases and purses are going to be really close to the other people. Almost bought a suitcase for our trip, yeah.
I'm curious if you guys have had any experience with Gabe's. This is our first one, I think, in the area. don't think there's one anywhere else in Charlotte.
They have an app. I don't know what good it does us, but they have one.
Yeah, I mean, it was decent. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's probably some cool stuff there, but it was nothing that was like, I mean, I think I found an item in toys, but it had like 700,000 rank. And they wanted $15 for it. RA sellers were selling it for 50.
Something with.
Yeah, it said I hate finding chat on my phone. It said.
Oh.
Like they were saying they hate finding the chat on their phone.
Oh, gotcha.
So anyway, I don't know. I didn't want to buy them because I was like, that rank is kind of iffy. Might set a while. You know, definitely decent profit. It would have been nice profit. It would have been like $20 some, probably $28 profit on each one. They had 4. But yeah, check out a gauge if you got one near you. Definitely worth giving a try, especially for new items that, you know, discount brands. Some of their discounts were sort of not so discounty, I didn't think.
Well, and they're the type of store too where the branding on the clothing gets marked out. I did notice that.
Oh, really? I didn't see that. Huh.
Yeah, and I looked at some women's blouses because we sell so many. So, no, it was purple. But I was looking and they had a black thing, like a black decal or something went through the... It was just weird, but they had taken the branding out of it, so.
Yeah. Well, listen, guys, we're going to get back at it. We've been on for about 30 minutes. We're trying to do a little shorter shows, and we plan to be doing live shows on Wednesdays. We'll try not to always be here, like, on a phone. Or if we do, we'll at least get a little more professional about it.
Yeah, so it was either this or nothing, and maybe smartly or unsmartly so, we chose this, so...
All right, but if you guys are out there sourcing, go find it. If you're there listing, get it listed. If you're not doing either one of those, what are you doing? Just kidding. They might be doing something else important. Who knows?
It might be nap time.
It might be nap time. Nap time is good too. Hopefully we have a clearance section. Go get after it.
They do have a clearance section, actually. It's never really that grand, but they do.
Clearance food. That seems a little iffy. Just saying. But,
yeah, because in all seriousness, with that, you run into with the dates, because once they expire, you're not sending them into Amazon, because there's rules about even how soon you have to get them sent back to you. So don't take for granted that if you send something in and it expires like in a month that you're still going to be okay, because you're not. Yeah.
All right, guys, break time is over. Drummer's great. So we're going to quit breaking and go get it done. And I hope you guys do too. Drummer, there you go, for you. I had to quit drumming for a while.
These are mine, though, for the record.
My wrists are hurting, my carpal tunnel maybe, so I'm like, gonna give it a break on the drumming for 30 days, see what happens. And I am hating life.
So he mined drums. You can do the feet.
5/8 sticks, yep, for sure. I don't even know what those were. I don't know if they were.
I don't know. Drummer would know. Yeah, the Zildjian. See? Can you?
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Yes, carpal tunnel. Yeah. Carpal tunnel is no fun. It sucks. But anyway, we'll catch up with you guys later, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday.
Yes, as always, this is Kaaren
and Prof Sales
saying
good sales
to you.